What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little unorthodox, something we don't really do too often. Today I'm going to make a beginner's enduro tips and tricks that might help you learn how to ride a dirt bike. So, what we're going to practice today is how to jump small to medium-sized logs. The GoPro always distorts the way these looks, but this is what I would consider a medium-sized log for a beginner. To experienced enduro riders, if you're looking for some interesting tips, this is not the place for you. I am not very experienced, but I figure that's what makes me best, to teach other people who have no experience. Because for some reason, as you get better at riding dirt bike, the basics kind of evolve and morph to how you ride. So giving tips, while experienced, while you may be giving tips to somebody that rides like you, they may not benefit somebody who rides a little bit differently. And for beginners, one of the biggest issues is the trails. If you're into motocross and stuff, this isn't really relevant to you. I personally have never been on a motocross track. I am only a trailblazer. I only come out and ride the woods, try to get out once a week if at all possible. And this is actually my first year of riding. So if you want to stick around and maybe learn something from a beginner, this is the place for you. One thing with coming up to a log is planning how you want to get over it. When you get to it, you just give it a little hop and over it goes. It's actually a lot easier than you might think. I know some experienced motocross riders that don't even like to do logs. Like they're scared or they don't get the concept. So it is scary your first couple times you do it. You're like, holy shit, that thing's bigger than my tire. And yeah, it is bigger than your tire. That's why you need to know how to do it. And we'll go over that. I'll give you a step-by-step right now. When lining up a log that you want to hop over, first thing you need to do is pick your line and hit that thing as square as possible. This log here's got a little bit of a angle to it, and I put my foot in a hole. It's got a little bit of an angle to it, so you got to kind of correct for that. When you hit it, your front's gonna kind of jolt, because you want your front tire about 3/4 of the way up that thing before you even get over it. And the best way to do that, if you're sketched about a new rock, is all you do is come walk up to it. I'm gonna fall over here. Stay. There's a hole right there. You walk up to it. Now, the way energy displacement works on a dirt bike is the object you want to go over, put your arms out in front of you, and then jump. Just hop right up onto it like that. I'll see if I can. I'm going to fall looking at my feet. And jump. If you can't do a standstill jump over that object, you're going to need a little bit of a boost or a little bit more experience to get over it. If you can do a standstill jump onto that log, then you can get a dirt bike over it for a beginner. More experienced enduro people can use splatters or just a lot more throttle and kind of wheelie up it. But for a beginner, just do a little hop over it. Because when you come to put your bike over it, the first thing you're going to need to do is get a little bit of a rebound in that suspension. As you get ready to go over, you need to hop that bike. Oh God, back in the hole. Alright, I'm getting away from this hole. I'm going to fall over. So I'll explain that again. You need a little bit of rebound. Get that suspension to boink. And in unison with boinking, you also need to give it a little bit of throttle pop. If you're not familiar with how to throttle pop to get that front tire to lift, I'll give you a quick little demonstration. Oh God, I'm in a hole. Can't get out. Okay. You know what they say, if you can't go around, go over. Oh, cased it. Oh, I didn't have nearly enough momentum. That's how not to go over a log. Oh. See, I'm still learning, but that was a standstill hop. Those are pretty fucking hard, actually. I was practicing those a couple weeks ago, and they're a lot more difficult than one might imagine. There's just a lot to happen at one time. Ooh. Didn't want to make that one either. Alright, how to pop a clutch pop. So when you're doing this, you're going to be kind of approaching these logs fairly slow. That's essentially just going into a clutch up wheelie, except you don't want to go too hard with it, because if you go too hard, you're going to come up too high and you're going to drive your case right into that log if it's not tall enough. So for a pop, we'll do it without the log. You get your line picked, so we'll just pretend we're doing a line here. And as soon as you get to your leaping point, you pump the bike. As you come down, you hop, and then you just give it a little bit of gas, probably like a quarter throttle, maybe not even. I'm on a 250, so I require a quarter throttle. If you're practicing these on a 450, I would reconsider. If that's all you have is a 450, then you're gonna need a lot more control and angle, and those bikes are heavier than the 250, and they're not quite as forgiving if you fuck up. I love my 250, so I'm probably never gonna trade up. I love this thing. It's perfect for what I want to do. But anyway, so as you get ready to go, you get a little bit of rebound and pop up, and it comes right up. It takes virtually no effort. Quarter throttle, you just pop that. You just pull it in a little bit and pop it. So you're coming up. I'll get off this little lip here. Coming up, just like that. I'm not the greatest at wheeling. I'll be the first to admit that. But I'm pretty decent at doing the little pop-up, getting it at least up to hop over shit. Because that's one thing I love doing, is hopping over shit. And if you're interested in hopping over shit, this video will help. So we'll put all the techniques together, and I'll try to explain as I go over a log. Like I said, this log's about medium-sized. It's a little bit tougher for just a flat leap. So you approach your log, find your line, about 2 feet away, you hop. Oh, too much. That's what happens if you give too much throttle. I was anticipating a little bit of wheel slip there and just gassed her over a little bit too much. But that's essentially how you do it. And as soon as you come up, it's going to be kind of scary. This is the part I struggle with a little bit, just because there's quite a jarring action when it comes to hitting the log. And I still need a little bit more practice with it. But it's following through with your throttle. If you let the throttle go, the bike's going to come down hard on you. But if you throttle through it, you're going to do a perfectly graceful hop. Just like that. And yeah, so that is how you hop a log. It's your little enduro-y tip from me, because that is my favorite thing to do, is hopping shit. Rocks are pretty fun. I personally feel like you get more traction on a rock than you do a log. Rocks are a lot scarier though, because it's a lot more of a solid object. If you hit a rock wrong, you could break levers and eat some shit. But as a final bit of advice is, just don't be scared of them. They are intimidating. Trust me, I know they are intimidating when you first get into it. But once you learn what you're doing, Get the technique. See, he just... I tried to stop before I hit that log. I hit that at too much of an angle. That's what happens when you hit a bad angle. I was trying to show off. Well, there you go. Tips for beginners by beginners. If you'd like to see more enduro tips and tricks, be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that like if you enjoyed what you saw. I will answer any questions you guys have in the comments. Feel free to comment me. And I'm Ulrich27. And until next time. Oh, hey, I know that hole. I didn't hit it sideways. I just did a poor job of executing. I leaped right there. And then my front tire went into that hole. Fucking hole. That's an example of not carrying through. Anyways, I'm Ulrich27. And until next time, peace.